Welcome to a brand new episode of Go. I'm your host, Dana Giesbrecht, and today's show is all about mental wellness. We're on location at Cornerstone Counseling Center, a not-for-profit organization in the community that provides affordable counseling to everyone, despite race, gender, lifestyle, faith, or financial ability. And on today's show, we are going to discuss everything from Alzheimer's and dementia, stress, depression, anxiety, and the different support services available. But up first, prescription medications are a common way of dealing with mental health. However, there are many alternatives, including holistic therapies. Here's Sean TV's Jen McDonald with your first story. When discussing mental health, stress and anxiety play an all too common role in many issues. And for our students trying to juggle schoolwork, tests, social lives, and jobs, these stresses are all too real. Here's volunteer producer Stacey Ward. After the break, we're going to be learning all about the support services and workshops available here at Cornerstone Counseling for everyone dealing with mental wellness issues. All that and more coming up. Dollhouses aren't just about playtime. Playing house is also an effective way for children to act out the anxieties going on in their life when it comes to their families. Welcome back to the show. If you're just tuning in now, we are once again on location at Cornerstone Counseling, and today's Go Show is all about mental health and mental wellness. I am currently inside the kids' room here at the Counseling Center, where kids can come and grab a variety of different toys and act out any issues they're having in their life in this sandbox. Maybe dad's being angry all the time, or they've got a bully at school, or maybe they're jealous of a new baby in the family. This room is a safe place for kids to come and talk to therapists. And coming up at the show, we're going to be speaking with Rita Martino about anxiety. We all suffer from it in some way, shape, or form. Maybe you're anxious about being late for work, a big project, or severe cases, agoraphobia, where you're so anxious about everything you don't want to leave the house. Stay tuned for that interview. But first, imagine being alone, depressed, scared, and homeless. Up next, Sean TV's Bianca Jade takes us to a local organization that's changing their approach when it comes to helping those who need help the most. Up next, dementia remains an incurable mental illness, mostly among the elderly. But as Shot TV's Tim Dancer reports, there are strategies available to help those afflicted live well despite the disease. We are now here with Sheila Stauffer with Cornerstone Counseling, learning about this organization and the services that you provide here in the community. Now, I love that your mandate is that you are not-for-profit, providing counseling for everyone of all walks of life, despite race, gender, financial ability, etc. Can you talk a little bit about the services that you provide here when it comes to counseling?
Well, we provide a variety of services to individuals. We do a lot of work with couples. We do families, and we also do children as young as 4 years old. Play therapy is what we do with young children.
Okay, excellent. And what types of scenarios are people coming to you from when they need assistance?
Well, sometimes they're coming because maybe they have trouble at work. They're having trouble coping. Stress is a big one. We see a lot of people with stress, a lot of relationship issues. Maybe it's with their teenage daughter. Maybe they're having trouble with their teen. Maybe it's in their marriage. Maybe it's with themselves. They just don't feel happy with themselves. They just don't feel like they're worthy, or they don't feel acceptance for themselves.
You deal with a variety of individuals coming with mental health issues. What are some of the issues that people come to you from?
Depression, and I'm sure others have talked about that. It's the biggest one, as well as anxiety. Anxiety is actually the most common disorder. Stress management. We do have people sometimes coming who have diagnosis, like official diagnosis, like bipolar, and they're looking for, I have this illness, how can I best cope with it, and how can I still get the best out of life? So we get those kind of things coming in.
And what are some of the workshops you offer?
Oh, well, we are really into workshops this year because workshops allow us to get a lot of information out in a very affordable manner. So we are working with the Wellness Network, which is part of AHS, and we do a workshop on mental health information in Mandarin and Cantonese. We are working with South Point Community Center, and we've done a number of workshops, depression, anxiety, and addictions, and now we're starting a little bit of a family-centered one. We did tantruming tots this month, and in March we're doing developing attachment with your children, and then we do anxiety and stress management here at the office.
Excellent. Sheila, thank you so much for your time. Stay tuned. We're going to be speaking with Rita Martino all about anxiety and how to deal with it after the break. Welcome back. If you're just tuning in now, we are once again on location at Cornerstone Counseling, and today's Go Show is all about mental wellness. Coming up in the show, we're going to be speaking with Rita Martino about anxiety. It's something that many of us suffer from, and she's going to break down the easy ways to cope with anxiety in your life. Everything from breathing techniques to mantras that you can say out loud to yourself to calm yourself down. Stay tuned for that. But first, the saying, "Don't judge a book by its cover," couldn't ring more true for our next guest. Here's Sean TV's Jordan Hertner with more. We are now here with Rita Martino. She is a marriage and family therapist at Cornerstone Counseling, and you help people with anxiety. How do you do that?
Well, let's just do a little role play.
Okay.
If you can just give me a scenario of being quite anxious.
Okay, I'm really nervous to interview you right now, Rita, and we don't have a lot of time. Like, we need to get the ball rolling here. The people at home are. I got to get back to the office. Like, I'm just okay. What do we?
A lot of pressure.
It's a little bit of pressure. It's a little bit of pressure.
Oh, okay, I notice that you're hardly even taking a breath. Can you just? There you go. Just do one more.
Okay. Deep breathing. I practice yoga, and I find nothing really calms me down, even on a day-to-day basis. I'm being serious, like deep breathing.
Yes, I just went to my yoga class last night, and I felt the same way. It's all about the breath. It's all about mindfulness, being in the present moment, which most of us.
It's hard to do. We're all so busy.
Difficult.
I know that the name of your class is called Taming the Anxiety Dragon. When anxiety comes into our lives in different forms, it can affect us in small ways or in big ways, sometimes disrupting family dynamic, causing you issues at work. What are some certain instances when people come to you and they're looking for help because their anxiety is out of control?
Usually when it's that out of control, and I'm so glad they finally come into therapy, because then we can start helping and giving techniques. On a continuum, it could paralyze someone completely where they don't even want to leave their home, where they have a lot of physical symptoms, migraine headaches, trouble breathing, back problems, many health problems come from anxiety. On a minor, let's say a micro level, job performance, they can't get up on time and go to work because their sleep rhythm is all off. Nutritionally, they're not taking good care of themselves. They might freeze in traffic and feel overwhelmed. It causes, with couples, obviously, it causes much more tension, and that escalates to being conflictual relationship.
And then besides the deep breathing techniques, how else do you help people deal with their anxiety?
I teach them how to focus so that they can understand that they have freedom to choose to take their focus off of their drama, their anxiety, their stressful situation, and place it somewhere else. Say in a parking lot, they could look at a tree if they're nervous about going into a restaurant and meeting people, right? Also, again, the deep breathing is so helpful. Also, I teach them how to reframe their thoughts, because so much is happening in the frontal lobe and in the brain. We know that negatives stick like Velcro, and positives slide off like Teflon. So we know the latest research is you have to have at least one positive for every 3 negatives to even start to weaken the negative neurons.
So would that be something like having a positive mantra that you say to yourself several times a day to calm down, to reassure yourself?
And to say it out loud, if you can, whisper it back to yourself. Everything's going to be okay. I'm adequate to meet life on life's terms. I can make it through this. Things always change. I've succeeded before, I'll succeed again. And by saying it out loud, you're giving it back to yourself. So that's an important thing with the mind in the speech.
Excellent. Rita, thank you so much for your time.
You're so welcome. Thank you.
Before we go, here's your on-the-go calendar. For more information about the services they provide here, head to cornerstonecounseling.com. I've been your host, Dana Giesbrecht. We'll see you next time.